Hi, welcome to Everyday Movie Recap. For today's video, we will delve into the world of One Day from the year 2024. The story begins on July 15, 1988, right in the heart of Edinburgh. It's a typical college scene, filled with lively dancing and flowing drinks. Among the crowd is Emma, accompanied by her friend Tilly. And then there's Dexter, catching sight of Emma amidst the festivities. But the mood takes a sudden turn when Callum unexpectedly tumbles into Emma's lap. Dexter swiftly comes to the rescue, helping Callum up and passing him off to another friend. With a touch of chivalry, Dexter seizes the chance to introduce himself to Emma, smoothly inviting her to share a dance. As the night unfolds, the two find themselves outside, eventually winding up at Emma's apartment. The two are now kissing each other deeply, their passion igniting as they move towards Emma's room. However, Emma pauses momentarily to play her favorite CD, setting the mood with its melodic tunes. They resume kissing, but Emma intermittently interrupts their intimate moment with questions about Dexter's life and aspirations. She encourages him to play with himself for a moment as she excuses herself to the bathroom. Inside, she is surprised to find Tilly, who can't contain her laughter at Emma's earlier remarks to Dexter. Meanwhile, Dexter peruses Emma's book collection and admires the photos on her bulletin board. Curious about Dexter's intentions, Emma consults Tilly for advice on how to approach him. Tilly suggests that they should make love, but Emma hesitates, unsure if it's the right thing to do. Returning to the room, Emma changes into a t-shirt and engages Dexter in casual conversation until they both drift off to sleep. The next morning, Dexter prepares to depart, but Emma catches him and convinces him to stay for breakfast with Tilly and herself. Later, Emma and Dex take a leisurely stroll, enjoying the bustling atmosphere of a nearby mountain. They decide to visit Dexter's place, where they're greeted by his parents, Allison and Stephen. After a heartfelt farewell, Dexter chases after Emma, realizing he wants to stay connected. He offers her his number as a means to keep in touch. On July 15, 1989, Dexter jumps on the bed with the girl, and they make love, while Emma is on tour with her colleagues, a bunch of theatrical actors and actresses. Emma is seen receiving pleasure with her colleague in the van before they are interrupted by their team. The whole group then drives to a place where there are a lot of kids and they perform, acting in front of them. Meanwhile, Dexter talks to a girl he was with earlier and goes outside to meet his mom, Allison. They talk, and his mom tells him that she's worried about him and what he's going to do with his life. Dexter's mom mentions finding Emma interesting and really liking her during her visit on Christmas, even though she called Stephen something stupid. Allison looks like she's going to say something important to him, but she decides to say it the next day. Meanwhile, Emma and her colleagues celebrate their successful performance. Emma then calls Tilly, informing her that she's going to come back to London. On July 15, 1990, in London, Tilly busies herself preparing drinks for her lover downstairs, a sight that Emma finds endearing. Meanwhile, Emma can be seen exploring the city, captivated by its charm. In another part of town, Dexter basks in success as a TV host. Emma later arrives at her workplace, a restaurant, where she encounters a new coworker named Ian. Taking it upon herself to show him the whole establishment, she gives him a tour of the restaurant and outlines the do's and don'ts. Dexter unexpectedly shows up at the restaurant with his new girlfriend, attempting to offer Emma a tip, much to her annoyance given their friendship. The two then met at the park, and Emma mentioned that she found it annoying that he was giving her a tip. Later on, Emma finds solace in resting her head on Dexter's arm after their lengthy conversation. On July 15, 1991, Dexter and Emma find themselves on a boat headed to their hotel, only to discover there's just one bed. Despite the awkwardness, they make the most of their time, heading to the beach where Dex helps Emma with sunscreen before they plunge into the water. Amidst the beautiful scenery, Emma tries to distract herself with a book, but she's soon interrupted by Dexter emerging from the bathroom naked, prompting her to quickly flee the room. As they chat, Dexter admits he enjoys being with Emma, sparking a moment that nearly leads to a kiss. However, Emma hesitates, expressing a desire for something more, but Dexter confesses he's not looking for a serious relationship, leaving Emma feeling hurt and disappointed. Despite their emotional conversation, they retire to bed, each lost in their own thoughts. On July 15, 1992, in London, Dexter finds himself at a wild party, indulging in some impromptu romance and even dabbling in illegal substances. After the night's revelry, he returns home to visit his mother, whom he finds outside. Dexter presents her with a gift from Emma, feeling a pang of discomfort as he sees his sick mother. After a brief conversation, he helps her back to her room and then rushes to the bathroom to vomit. Seeking solace, he turns to alcohol and pills before collapsing into bed. Dexter's late awakening infuriates his father, who warns him not to let his mother see him again in his bad state. Feeling hopeless, Dexter tries to reach out to Emma, but she's out on a date with Ian, leaving Dexter feeling hopeless and desperate to connect with her. Meanwhile, Emma and Ian's date goes smoothly, leading to a passionate kiss and a visit to Ian's place, where Emma didn't know Dexter's situation and he's desperate to vent to her. On July 15, 1993, in Isle of Dogs, Dexter was welcomed by his fans cheering his name enthusiastically. His manager greets him with a hug, calling him his favorite talent, and Dexter promptly calls Emma to catch up. After their call, Emma speaks with the school principal, who praises her and mentions how much the kids at the school adore her. Dexter takes a moment to greet a band and praises their performance. Meanwhile, Emma is busy preparing for the kids' play when Dexter calls her, desperately asking her to come to his show after reading some negative remarks about himself in the newspaper. Emma promises to try to attend. However, she ends up unable to make it as she's needed for the play. Meanwhile, Dexter's live performance is a disaster as he accidentally grabs the wrong bottle containing alcohol. Emma watches on TV, worried, as Dexter messes up his performance. She calls him immediately, but he doesn't answer as he's already at the bar, drowning his sorrows in alcohol. On July 15, 1994, in Walthamstow or Soho, Emma is seen writing on her computer, but she keeps deleting every word she types when Ian appears and disturbs her, making her feel annoyed. Ian then almost burns the food he's cooking, setting off the fire alarm. Clearly annoyed, Emma goes straight to the bathroom. She starts to get irritated by Ian's presence but can't do anything but sigh. Meanwhile, Dexter calls his girlfriend, who is too busy at her work as a television host. Later that night, Emma and Dexter meet up at a restaurant. Emma tries to share what's been going on with her, but Dexter keeps interrupting, as he is more focused on flirting with the waiter than listening to her. Their conversation takes a turn when Dexter says something hurtful, prompting Emma to storm out. As she leaves, she stumbles on the stairs, prompting Dexter to rush after her. Emma vents her frustrations to Dexter, expressing how she hasn't seen him sober in years and can't connect with him like before. She wants to confide in him about her relationship with Ian but doubts his reliability. Emma ultimately decides to end their friendship. Dexter accuses her of being judgmental and mocking him, asserting his own success compared to hers, which only pushes Emma further away. She leaves, seeking solace in Ian's embrace when she gets home. On July 15, 1995, Emma, after her class, goes to the office of the school principal, and the two start kissing and removing all their clothes, beginning to make love. After their lovemaking, the principal's wife calls him, asking what he wants for dinner. They then go outside, and he gives her the latest cell phone, a Nokia. When she returns to her apartment, she sees Ian barging in after their breakup. Ian, who obviously cannot move on from her, starts begging her to know the real reason why she ended their relationship. She doesn't want to answer him, so he tells her that he knows the real reason, and it's all because of Dexter. Emma gets mad at him for reading all the diary and letters she writes for Dexter, and all the gifts she receives from him are scattered all over the room. They then talk, and Emma admits the truth to him, telling him that he is making love and having an affair with the school principal and adding that she liked Dexter before. Ian then tells her that he still loves her, asking her if they can just be in a relationship again, but Emma says no to him. Ian then advises her that she should continue writing because she is really good at it, making Emma smile. They then say their goodbyes to each other. Emma then takes out her new phone, saves all her friends' contact numbers, and makes a phone call to her friend Tilly. After that, she turns on her computer and starts writing, feeling inspired after all the good comments from Ian earlier about her writing. On July 15, 1996, in the Cotswolds, Dexter and his girlfriend Sylvie just arrived at her house to meet her family. Dexter excuses himself to answer a call from his manager, who informs him that he didn't get the role, leaving Dexter feeling very disappointed. He can't bring himself to tell Sylvie about it. During dinner, Sylvie's siblings keep on making fun of Dexter, and Dexter starts to think that her family doesn't like him. After dinner, the two start kissing in the kitchen before joining the family in the living room to play a game. When it's Dexter and Sylvie's turn, Dexter accidentally hits her nose, causing it to bleed. Her family looks at him angrily. Dexter apologizes to her, expressing his remorse for what happened. While lying in bed, Dexter starts to laugh, thinking about his old friend Emma. Sylvie hears him laughing and asks why. He mentions that it's because of his old friend Emma. The two then hug each other and go to sleep. On July 15, 1997, the couple receives an invitation to Tilly's and her husband's wedding. Emma makes her way to the church, accompanied by her friends. It's been years since Emma and Dexter last laid eyes on each other, but fate brings them together at the wedding. Dexter reconnects with his old buddy Callum, introducing him to his fiancée, Sylvie. Upon learning that Dexter is currently jobless, Callum extends a helping hand by offering him a position at his bakery shop. Meanwhile, Emma is occupied with the kids, but she still manages to wave at Dexter. With Callum engrossed in conversation with Sylvie, Dexter takes the chance to approach Emma. Later, Emma delivers a speech at Tilly's wedding. Hearing her speech, the visitors cannot help but burst into laughter. After the speech, Sylvie, who finds Emma interesting, nudges Dexter to introduce themselves to Emma. As the guests hit the dance floor, Dexter notices Emma slipping out, prompting him to follow her outside for a heart-to-heart. They find themselves in a maze, getting lost in conversation and nostalgia. Dexter drops a bombshell, revealing his impending marriage and his regrets about how he's handled his life. Emma and Dexter express remorse for letting their friendship fade and admit to missing each other deeply. A heartfelt hug and a tender kiss seal their moment before they return to the wedding venue. On July 15, 1998, Dexter receives all the ingredients at the shop, where a customer recognizes him as an actor. Emma then visits him, and they talk for a bit. As they are talking, Callum arrives at his shop. After his work, Dexter goes home and sees Sylvie looking annoyed at their situation. She cannot bear the noise in the apartment and their newborn baby, who keeps crying. Sylvie complains to him, saying she can't bear to go to her family's house because she can't stand them asking about their poor situation in life. Dexter suggests she go to her family. She then prepares to leave, telling him all the things he should do. Alone with the baby, Dexter begins to feed her and makes her fall asleep. After that, he drinks some wine and calls Emma. Emma is hanging out with Tilly and her family. After their conversation, Sylvie calls Dexter, asking what their baby Jasmine is doing. While she is in the hotel room with Callum, who tells her not to feel bad about their affair, Callum then asks her if giving Dexter a job is not enough and whether she wants to go home. Meanwhile, Emma is having fun with Tilly and her funny husband. On July 15, 1999, in Paris, and when he is on the train, he opens his bag and retrieves the book written by Emma. Meanwhile, Emma goes to a salon to get her hair done. Dexter and Emma then spot each other and decide to go for a walk. During their stroll, Dexter shares with Emma what has been happening in his life. They arrive at a restaurant, where Dexter informs Emma that Sylvie is now with Callum, and they are preparing for their divorce. He then presents Emma's book, asking for her autograph and praising her as a successful and talented writer. They arrive at Emma's place, where Dexter starts kissing her, but Emma reveals that she has already met someone else named Jean-Pierre. Shocked, Dexter expresses his disbelief, suggesting that she should have told him before he came to Paris. Dexter and Emma then begin to argue. Emma accuses Dexter of being upset because she didn't wait for him. Jean, Emma's boyfriend, arrives at her place, and she introduces the two. Jean invites Dexter to join them to eat outside, but Dexter declines, trying to hold back his tears. Emma informs him that he will be staying at Jean's house for the night. As they leave, Dexter is visibly sad. He reads the message Emma wrote in the book, then goes to the shower and takes a bath. Surprisingly, Emma returns, lying to Jean that she's sick and clearly choosing Dexter over his boyfriend. The two then start kissing each other and making love. On July 15, 2000, in Belsize Park, Dexter wakes Emma up with the alarm. He suggests they should live together, and Emma agrees. Later that day, they meet with Dexter's dad to discuss the business that Dexter is planning to build using inheritance money from his deceased mom. His father asks Emma if she thinks it's a good idea, and she expresses her support for Dexter's business idea. After their visit to the shop, they brainstorm a business name, share some wine, hug, and go to sleep. In the year 2001, on July 15, Emma and Dexter discuss their upcoming wedding. While Emma is typing on her laptop, she glimpses the draft Dexter wrote for their wedding, and he hurriedly hides it. Emma mentions she likes the line, "We grew up together." Sylvie arrives at their apartment, dropping off Jasmine, and apologizes for not being able to attend their wedding. Emma babysits Jasmine, who plays the violin. The couple takes care of Jasmine, and later that night, Emma expresses her desire to have her own baby. In the year 2002, on July 15, Emma is disappointed as she is still not pregnant. She and Dexter start arguing, and Emma asks if she bores him, causing Dexter to walk out. Emma explains it's different for him because he already has a child, unlike her. They make up and discuss their future plans. Dexter goes to his shop and invites Emma on a date to make up for their earlier fight. Dexter leaves the cafe early and waits for Emma at their date location. As Emma rides her bicycle in heavy rain to reach the place of their date, she gets hit by a car, resulting in her death. Dexter keeps waiting for her, unaware that Emma has passed away. On December 22, 1988, in a flashback scene, Emma stays at Dexter's house on Christmas Eve. Allison arrives, informing them that dinner is ready. Emma gives Dexter a book as his Christmas gift. On July 15, 2003, Dexter attends a school party for Jasmine in a drunken state. Sylvie confronts him, saying the parents call her about his behavior. Sylvie, realizing that today is Emma's death anniversary, says that she shouldn't ask him to accompany Jasmine. Dexter then leaves, heading to a bar to drown his sorrows. He harasses a girl working at the bar, prompting the bouncer to kick him out, leaving bruises on his face. Sylvie takes care of him at her house, giving him a bath before Dexter's father picks him up. His father tries to console him, suggesting he live his life as if Emma is still alive, as he did after Allison's death. Stephen at Dexter's door hesitates to knock as he hears Dexter crying. On July 15, 2004, Dexter opens the door and finds all the people close to him and Emma gathered to support him. The movie ends as Tilly hugs Dexter, expressing disbelief that it's been 2 years since Emma passed away. Dexter talks with Ian, who advises him to take care of himself. The group bids farewell to Dexter. Alone, Dexter imagines Emma with him, hearing her gentle voice reminding him of his failure to fully appreciate her presence, assuring him that his circumstances will eventually change. Clutching a bottle of alcohol, Dexter continues to conjure Emma's essence, feeling an overwhelming sense of loss without her by his side. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy this movie. For more content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you on our next video.